For me, it was 13. I don't know what the total was for the entire school, but I had 13 sophomores I was responsible for. Second semester, I only have 8 students I'm responsible for.
I can't speak to how many people are doing the online school. I know for seniors, at the beginning of the year, I had 10 students, then I had a kid drop out, and then I had 2 kids return, so I'm down to 7.
I think the disconnect that we have, that they're doing work that we don't have access to, and so it's difficult to help them when they have a question because I can't see what they're doing. And then them not asking for help when they need it.
I think the biggest struggle of online teaching is that I'm not the teacher. That's one thing I keep having to tell kids. I can't be your teacher. I'm more like a tutor. I help them kind of manage their schedule and their expectations for their assignments. But for me to be their teacher, I'd have to have working knowledge of all the subject matter, and I'd also have to make lesson plans for all the subjects. It's been good, but it's also been kind of stressful because the kids want me to teach them sometimes, and I can't.
I think it can be for the kids who are motivated to learn that way. I think some students took the online because they thought it was going to be easy than being in person, but I think the grades have borne out that kids who were here did better than kids who were online.
I think the online school is beneficial to some students. I'd be interested how the younger grades responded to it because I'm teaching the seniors, so they have 10, 11 years of experience of their own habits and how to be somewhat academically successful. Some kids they did a great job managing their schedule, teaching themselves, pacing themselves. Other students really struggled. There were some kids whose grades were not as high as they would have been if they had been here in person, which kind of tells me that I think being here in person is definitely more beneficial.
Yeah, just because some of the kids are working different hours than we are, some of them have become vampires at this point. But I think the other one is that because there's a disconnect, they just don't naturally want to ask for help. Most of the time, I only got a response from a student if I emailed them first. There was none of them engaging with me initially. I don't know if they felt like they were going to fail and they were just accepted it, or they didn't know who to ask, but there just didn't seem to be any communication back and forth.
I didn't find it too hard to connect with the online students, mostly because most of these students I've had before. One thing that helped later on, as I would grade essays and assignments, is that I would use Screencastify, so I'd make a video of myself giving comments. So it was faster for me to explain the rubric and why they got the grade they did, and it also helped them see my face, and it seemed more personable. Overall, it's been kind of awkward a little bit, just because I don't get to actually kind of get their feedback. So like I might be sending them lots of emails, and then I never hear back from them until it's the end of the semester, and they're not passing a class and suddenly they're trying to ask for help.